asleep.
We're
now going to have this time so that we don't fall asleep. Somebody is about to fall asleep. I don't know how we're going to handle that. You can do some push-ups. Some push-ups. Some.
You can have this. I can do this. You can.
Who wants to do some push-ups here? Who does those? Somebody to show us. Couple push-ups. You want him to do that?
You can.
Okay. You wanna, yeah. You can.
With only one arm.
With only one arm.
One arm?
Oh.
Two.
Two. Yes.
Good.
Good stuff. You wanna?
Somebody wants to show us something?
Are you? Come I see.
Show us, please.
That's how I usually do about
Yes. Try.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good stuff.
Good. Good.
Yes. Come.
I got it.
Muze mwembi. Bino nawe. Batatu. Turaba turangije. Batatu.
I want to go again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Clap for them.
Yep.
Monaco. Yeah. All that. Enough.
So now you can see how fit you are.
Yes. 6 packs. Yes.
Can I go again?
You can
That's
go
for you.
again. No. That's all. Come on. Mwabibonye?
Now you saw it.
Ubu rero
Now
tugiye gukomeza presentation.
we're now moving forward again with presentations.
Badusigaje group zingahe?
2 groups were
Group 4
left
Group
behind.
4 nitambuke.
Group 4, please come forward. Group 4.
Group 4.
Hey, it's just you.
Group 4.
Oh, no, it's just you.
Group 4.
Group 4 mwari batatu gusa.
Nobody about that.
Abandi batashe? Oh.
Okay.
Listen, group 4. Move to group 4.
Topic: how is social media and technology helping or negatively impacting us? And how can we overcome these challenges? For our positive, there is better communication, time limits, better access to information, a little sense of freedom, which can help in some real-world situations. Negative impacts and its solutions. 1. Distractions. Limit your time or certain things, or focus on helping people. Negative people.
Stay.
Watch out for people who tell you to for people who talk to you. Using it as a way to bring people down. Be mindful of what you say. Being unproductive and obvious to the real world.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read. Okay. Another bad impact on bad things about technology is spending too much time online and not being responsible and always spending your time playing games and watching TV or watching whatever. because children don't like listening. They learn from what did this kid write? Okay, I'm not gonna read the rest of this because someone else did it.
Yeah.
But it shows that there's both good things about technology, like being able to communicate with your parents, or if you're in an emergency, communicating with 911 or your emergency contacts. But bad things are also, you could get bullied online, or you could be using it for not the right reasons. There are websites that are harmful that children go on, and okay, and there's also a lot of things. It's 50-50. There's a lot of good things on social media. A lot in like a bunch of subjects in school, you need to use technology like computers, and that can help expand your education. But there's also bad things. Some kids some children don't use it correctly and play video games all day, which isn't good. So it really depends on how you do it or use it. Any questions?
Yes.
Question here. Do you think we should cut this use of social media maybe for children, youth to much more socialize with parents and other people, even neighbors? People don't usually know their neighbors because they don't have time together. They only socialize with those who are online. They don't know.
Well, I don't think social media should be cut, because a lot of friendships do start on social media. I just think that you need to be using it correctly, and also know when to go outside and not always be on your phone, and be able to balance both talking to people in real life and not just talking to people on text messages. But I don't think social media should be cut. Social media was made for people. It has social name. It's to help people be social with one another. If you were to cut social media, like, I know all of us have family members who live in different countries, like, or different states. My dad lives in a different state. If I were to cut like WhatsApp or whatever, I wouldn't be able to talk to him. So I feel like cutting social media wouldn't help. It just depends on how you use it.
Follow up with that. If you try to look somebody who grew up in this era of social media, and like parents who did not have that one, and then they interact socially with people, don't you think that we're going to lose that in the future? Because new generation now does not have a way to social interact live to live, like one-on-one speaking, more than like comparing to parents. How are we? Don't you see that we're going to lose that soon?
Okay, so I feel like with people, so you're saying that some people are scared to talk in person or only talk on social media because that's what they most feel comfortable with, and that it's changing. As I feel like there's a lot of, I think most of the reason why people decide to talk mostly online than in person, it can do with the person's personality, not just because they can talk on text. I feel like teenagers and kids should work more on being able to talk to people in real life than just talking on social media, but that really depends on the person and how they feel. Because I know a lot of people who, the reason why they don't want to talk in person is probably because they have anxiety, social anxiety, and talking online can be really helpful for those who are scared to talk in person. But I think in the future, I think we should have more children or more teenagers and people in general to be able to talk in person. I feel like that's a skill we can work on, but for now it's in the middle.
Somebody raised the hand.
Anybody? If somebody raised up their hands. Any other question?
Yes.
Hello. Okay. Studies have shown that
as young people spend more time on social media, they are losing connection. They're becoming more shy. They cannot have a social in-person connection with other people. So what do you think about this? Because the impact of social media, young people tend to connect more, stay on screen, connecting with people who are remote, but they cannot be in person. When it comes to be in person, they become shy. They cannot build healthy connections. So what is your perspective about this? What do you think about it?
It genuinely depends on like if maybe like they're too like social media doesn't always cause social anxiety. Some people are just born with it, but like I don't really know what to say. Maybe they should like stay on social media, but I don't know.
Yeah, good answer.
To like expand his. I told you. To expand his question, I feel like more. Okay, so studies have shown that more kids who are on their phones or only are on there tend to be shy. I can't answer that question for you because I'm not a scientist, but in that situation, I feel like putting yourself out of your comfort zone and talking to people, even though it's really hard for some people, wouldn't be as much as a problem. But for those people who genuinely have problems talking to people outside of their phone or their computer or whatever device they have, I feel like in that situation, I think they would need to be, I feel like for me, because I used to be on my electronics a lot, putting them in clubs and putting them in a place where they have to socialize with people would be the best option than saying, I'm taking your phone, go talk to someone. That's not going to help. But like sometimes taking their phone and making them join a club like basketball or soccer or chess, I don't know, but making them go into clubs where they have to communicate with other people in real life would be the best solution.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Yes. Question?
Any other question? Okay, Jonas.
My question is like, how can we make like kids who
Yeah, we can't hear you.
how can we make kids like who are like on their electronic a lot like interact with like people, family, other friends more in person? It depends on like how you want them, like in person or not. Like maybe you could try and set up like maybe WhatsApp or a Messenger and play dates like to have like fun with other people. Like maybe like yeah.
I'm gonna use my brothers as a example. My brothers were obsessed with their iPads for like the longest time. They didn't talk to kids. They didn't go outside. You know that too, but they didn't. Okay, continue with what I was saying. They didn't really like go outside that much because they didn't really go outside much because they were always on their iPad or on the TV. My mom took their iPads for I think about a month, and they have started to play outside more, and they have more friends, and they talk more to people. And I feel like in a way, if you think that your child is spending too much time on their electronic, you should sit down and talk with them and be like, hey, you've been on it too much, you're refusing to talk to people. And that's not, I feel like as a child, I feel like as a parent, you need to take their electronics away when they're young and teach them to have social skills, because once they get older and they move out, they're not going to know how to talk to people in the real world. That's why my mom took their iPads, because they needed to start, talking to more people and hanging out with more people. My mom did the same thing with me. I was always on the TV. Like when I was younger, I would never stand up from I would be on the same spot from 8 in the morning till like 11 p.m. at night, because my mom was at work, so I had nothing to do. But when my mom started to take the remote away, I started playing outside with more kids. And when I moved here, my mom made me join a basketball team against my will, and I hated it at first, but then I started liking it. And I feel like parents should just, if you think that your child is playing too much, or put their whole entire life in just playing games, then I think that would be a reasonable thing to take it away and make them talk to more people.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what.
I got a question.
Yes.
I feel like us kids, like, we always have the options of like not doing what our parents tell us. Like, for example, if our parents tell us read a book, you just won't read it. So what can like parents do to convince their kids, oh yeah, go and hang out with your friends? And like, what if we just start to like ignore them? Like, then what can our parents do?
So if I was a parent, I'm gonna put myself in a parent's place.
Huh?
Okay, so I have two little brothers, so I kind of like help raise them and stuff. So if you're a parent and you think your child is starting to shut out kids and only want to stay on devices and all that, hold up, I'm trying to remember what you said. Can you repeat that a little bit?
Yes, how the parent can correct, can rebuke,
Okay.
and improve the good behavior.
Okay. If you think your child is refusing to play with other kids and the only thing they want to do is stay on their electronics, and that's when you can remember you're the parent, so you have to be fair with them. You can take the electronics away and make them talk to more, not make them, but kind of tell them, hey, you need to go talk to your friends. Because one thing that I'm trying to tell my brothers is that you're not going to be a child forever. So if you're taking this time for granted, just being on your iPad, being on your phone, staying inside and not playing outside with your friends, soon you're going to regret that as you get older, because you won't have time. You'll have a job, you'll have things that you need to do. You have to pay bills, pay rent, and you won't be able to go out and play all the time like you could have when you were a child. Like right now for summer break, I feel like kids should not be on their iPads all summer break. There's times where you can be, and obviously if you're bored, you're going to go on there. But I feel like for summer, you guys should be going out and playing and not spending all your time watching TV, playing games, because by the time you're 18 and you're out of the house, your summer break is just going to be every single day you're going to be working a 9-to-5 job. So use your time wisely.
Question?
Those footages.
To add a comment to what you said about like during the summer we should be going outside and having fun. Years ago, I didn't go outside for summer. I stayed inside all the time. And then Ganza's mom introduced my dad to camp for the first time. And now my whole life, I'm going to camp next week. I have been enjoying it. No, I can't have a single electronic. And guess what? I'm having fun and getting in shape. So for parents, I would advise find your son, daughter a good camp, and Winona and Wyo are great camps. Those are some suggestions.
Yeah.
I also gotta say, like taking away your kids' electronics are actually a good thing. Like telling them like you need to go outside more. Cause if you don't go outside more, then like if your parents like don't mind you being on your iPad, and then you don't get to go outside when you get older. And then if you don't mind, and if you don't mind, your kids go like. If your parents don't...
It's okay. Lowen, there's another one.
Okay, so...
Don't play around with it.
So...
It's okay, take a breath.
You need to go outside more. Like, parents could take away your electronics for good reasons. Like, like you can go outside more. Like if your parents don't mind you going on the electronics all day, then you won't get to go outside when you're older if you want to. And if you don't mind your kids going out, if you don't mind your kids using the electronics, then they won't get to go outside when they get older. And if your kids don't mind it, their kids not going outside, they won't get to go outside, and so on.
Thank you. Yeah, good idea.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Stop raising your hand. I'm trying to go.
I have a question too,
Yes.
but will you go straight to Elijah? So, Elijah, I want to ask you a question. We are talking about electronics, but how do you feel and how do you think when I came to you, you have a phone or you are watching TV, shut off the phone or take you the phone out or turn off the TV? How do you feel? How do you want me to do before I take out the phone or shut off the TV?
Maybe like if you want me to stop using the TV or the phone or whatever, you don't like have to turn it off. You could just tell me like you have to stop using like electronics and go outside and do something else with like your friends.
So then when I suggest to you that, okay, I will come to you, then I will suggest to you, okay, you have to read this book. After you read it, you watch the TV or you use the phone, then now it's time to read the book. If you don't read the book, after watching electronic for a couple minutes or 1 hour, then we have an agreement. We say, okay, you have a time for the electronic, then now it's time for reading the book. If you don't read the book, what I should do?
Maybe like
No, I mean, it's like me. The question. If you
how
don't
I
read the
should
book,
do?
what should you do?
If I give you a time, we agree, give you the time for electronics,
If
but
it tells
after
you
the
you have to read the book
electronics,
and you don't, what do
I
you do?
give you we agree you're gonna read the book. If you don't read the book, how I should react as parent?
Take it away for a certain amount of time, your choice.
Can you tell me how long I should take you away the electronics? If you don't do what I ask you, what we agree.
I think you should take like the electronics away until you're like done reading the book or something.
Okay. Now we agree.
Still many questions there.
I thought my brother plays that. I was about
Yeah, let's be the last one so that the other group has time.
Yeah, those three guys, they want to ask questions. Yes.
We've been here for like an hour.
It's not.
Yeah,
It's working.
Oh, okay. So, I have something to add to that. It also depends how long you should take it away, like how long they've been using it, or like take it away for like certain amounts of time. If like you can tell they're not doing anything else, so reading the book would be like a better option. And also like their tone, like how they talk to you, like you can tell like it's affecting them because they're using it too much. And that's basically all.
Yeah, those two. Abo bombi bari barazamuye ukuboko kuva kare. Yes.
I have something to add to public addresses. As long as they use the electronic, it should be as long as you take the electronic away. So how long they watch for, that's how long you take the electronic away for.
Yeah. Next to you. Next to you.
And then Karen.
I have something to add on to like her, to like don't take stuff for granted.
Yeah.
Don't take stuff for granted because like if once you turn like 18, you can't do like fun stuff. Like you're gonna be like working instead of like doing camps and like having fun outside.
What is that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Keep going.
So like don't take stuff for granted. Don't take stuff for granted.
Okay.
Also,
Yeah. Yes. Go
also,
ahead.
I think making a schedule could help a lot. Like if you have a certain hours of the day that you do activities, and then maybe a couple of hours that they watch TV or can use electronics, because kids do really good with schedules, because it helps them be disciplined and make schedules with their lives.
Yes, the question he asked, once you have that schedule and you don't respect it, how the parents could give maybe, they said gukubita.
Who said that?
Yes, how those, the type of the measures that can correct you. That's what we
I might be a little deaf.
using about.
Might be a little bit deaf. Well, I think maybe first of all you should talk about it. Maybe it's like not a good schedule for like parents, because you know how parents throws out work. So like it depends. Like maybe it might not be fitting for both parties. Like it might be fitting for the kid or it might be fitting for the parent, but like it might not be fitting for both of them sometimes. So you could talk about like, the reason why you missed this and this on the schedule, is it because it wasn't like fitting for you? Were you doing stuff at that time? Like you can talk about it.
If you don't do it.
Any more questions?
It become very interesting.
Her
Sorry.
and Karen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand up. Yes.
So if they don't follow the schedule that was made and agreed on, there should be a consequence or a talk about what the schedule was and what was supposed to happen. For example, let's say my mom plans to have an activity at 2:30, but at 2:30 I keep watching TV and I say, "Mom, I don't want to." She should tell me. She should sit down and talk to me and tell me why I need to go to this activity. And I should know myself that watching too much TV is really effective to my brain and my body, because it could cause problems, and yeah.
She wasn't even.
Why is this only us? I got something to add. I feel like getting a spanking once in a while is like, it's like really good, because it builds up the kids, like, you know, it like builds up the kids, like, it like builds up the kids' discipline, you know. So then the kid, like in the back of their head, they're gonna be thinking, oh, would mom and dad really appreciate if I do this? And I know that there's gonna be a consequence, and the consequence would be a spanking, which then would help the kid, like, you know, the kid would like have a stronger conscience, and the kid would be like smarter with their decisions, I would say.
They're good.
No, they're not.
They're good for development. If you never get spanked, you're gonna become spoiled. I used to be spanked all the time as a kid.
Yeah.
Hello. Oh.
Hello. Yes.
Oh yeah. She's been raising her hand for a minute, so.
Also, I think maybe. Oh, I think show kids that, like, if you do, like, your actions have an effect. So say if you don't listen, then I'm going to take this away. And instead of, and then like communicate with them of this is why you need to do this because it's going to have this effect on your life. And if you don't learn at a young age to follow instructions and do things the way they're planned out, bad things are going to happen. So, yeah.
Do you want to add on to that?
Okay. Let's clap for them. Koma amashyi menshi. Yeah, small group, but You have another thing?
Okay.
Okay.
So, we done with the group?
Yeah, we done with the group.
Turarangije ni group?
Yes, please.
All right, so this is like one last reminder for all of you guys. Mostly the kids who are under the age of like 11 and 12. Because like the older kids probably know this already.
Abana bakuze barabizi.
Don't take the time you have for granted because you only have it for a little bit. Like it doesn't matter if you think that oh it's not gonna be a problem. Like electronics are addictive. Electronics are like drugs. So if you continue to say, oh, I'm gonna go outside tomorrow, but you continue to stay on your electronic, that you're gonna be like that for the rest of your life. So go outside, play with your friends, make friendships, go to camps, do stuff like that. Because the time you turn 18, you'll have a shift in jobs.
Good job, good job.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ndagira ngo mbabaze ikibazo kimwe. Murumva ibi bintu ibi twakoze uno munsi byabashimishije? Byabashimishije? No, turayibuka group 5. Ndababaza ariko ibi bintu byabashimishije? Murumva ari ibintu abayobozi banyu bakomeza kubategurira? If yes, clap 1. Mukoma amashyi rimwe?
Just once. Clap once.
Murabyemera?
Do
ngaho muhimbaze rimwe.
So just clap once.
Nuko mwakagombye kubikora?
Not this way, I guess.
1, 2, 3, go. Yes. Muhaguruke mbereke akantu dukora.
So if you can stand for us to do this thing.
Muhaguruke mbereke akantu dukora.
One practice.
Turashaka kwiga kuba focused muri communication. You know?
We want to say or to study about focusing in the community.
Communication kandi ukaba clear communicator.
And how to become a great and effective communicator.
Murabyumva neza?
Do you understand this?
Muri ready?
Are you ready?
Ngiye kukubwira ijambo.
I'm going to ask this question.
Kukubwira
to tell you, I'm going to whisper to you.
Ijambo.
One word, a single word.
Uraribwira Aimable.
And you're going to tell the word to whoever is next to you. Gloire.
Gloire.
Yep.
Gloire aribwire.
Going to pass the word somewhere to Jonas.
Noah.
To Noah.
Noah aribwire.
From Noah to Espoir.
Espoir aribwire.
Aniela.
Aniela araza kutubwira icyo bamubwiye. Reka tubanze trying.
So he's going to say the word and then you will whisper to whoever is next to you.
Which language do you understand perfectly?
English.
English?
English.
Well, okay.
Going to the next line.
Uraza ku next line. Yeah. No. English.
He's coming to you. He's going to tell you a word, and then you're going to tell the same word to Aimable, and then Aimable to whoever is next. Yeah.
Do you understand? Communicate nkuko yabikubwiye.
Just as you were told.
To make a cookie. Do you know how to make a cookie?
No, unfortunately.
Do you know how to make a cookie?
What did I ask you?
Do you know how to make a cookie food?
Eh? It's you who made it. I asked you to ask him, do you know how to make ikivuguto? Eh? Yes. No. I did that. Yeah, for the purpose. Yeah, let's sit down.
Okay, let's sit
You
down.
know, we are going, group 5.
The 5th group.
Group 5 is going to present us on what? What was the topic?
Language.
It was language.
Ururimi.
So, you know, I start by English, but I end with my mother language, which is
mixed with Kinyamulenge or Kinyarwanda.
And one of my language, important things in our culture,
ikintu kimwe gikomeye mu muco wacu rero,
we value milk.
Duha agaciro amata.
So, what we value milk,
duha agaciro amata,
and we drink different type of milk.
And then tunywa amata y'ubwoko butandukanye.
One of them is called ikivuguto.
And one of the types of milk is kivuguto.
Ikivuguto.
Ikivuguto.
No, repeat. Ikivuguto.
Ikivuguto.
You see? Mwabyumvishije?
Does everybody know Ikivuguto? You know Ikivuguto? Okay.
You know, can you say Kivuguto?
Ikivuguto.
Yes. Clap for her. Yeah. So, group 5. Bariko bakora ku rurimi.
They'll present about the language.
Focus. Yeah? Ikivuguto. Yes. So, come. Group 5. Come forward. Muzimbere.
Group 5.
Group 5. Group 5 bagiye kuganira imbogamizi.
They're going to share the challenges.
Imbogamizi ziba hagati yabo.
The challenges between parents and children.
Yes, hagati y'ababyeyi nabo.
Between parents and children.
Kuko nitwirengagiza ko muri aba bana baraha.
We don't ignore that among them.
Hari abafite ababyeyi batazi ururimi bavuga.
We have language barriers between parents and children.
bafite bavuga icyongereza ababyeyi babo bavuga indimi zabo za kavukire.
Kids speak English and the parents speak their native languages.
Murumva ko harimo ikibazo aho ngaho.
So there is a question, an issue there.
Twibajije ngo se niki twakora baraza kubitubwira.
So now the question was, now how do we do?
Kandi turimo dutekereza ko tutagomba kugira ikintu kidukerereza.
Thinking that we should not have anything in the middle.
kitubuza kugera ku ntego
to
zacu,
hinder us to not achieve our goals
kugera kuba icyo twifuje kuba.
of becoming whatever thing we want to be.
So reka twumve group 5.
So group 5, it's up to you.
So as you heard, our topic was language. Our first bullet point was most parents' first language are Kinyarwanda. This problem is really effective because most of us don't know it. Our second was when parents speak English, they pronounce most words different from the main word. Some parents mistaken words for other words. Some parents speak other languages that we never learned. We can try to learn the language they know the most, and we can also try to teach them English. That one, the one where we can try to teach English, that one is the most effective one that most parents, it takes them a little bit more time to develop to learn English. Because when we grow up, we start learning slower and slower. Our brains start developing other stuff in our minds, and we start caring about other stuff, and then we don't have time. So kids, I highly advise you, if your parents don't know your language, please try to learn it. Anything, if let's say on Mother's Day, you learned your mother's language, main language, and you surprised her on that day, I am pretty sure she is going to thank you very hard. Learning your mom's language and knowing how to say it in front of her and speaking to her perfectly is a wonderful gift. So if there's any questions, please ask.
Yes. Good job. Question?
Yes. French, Swahili, Kinyarwanda, Kinyamulenge. Yeah. Some English. Some parents know English too. Yeah. That's mostly all I know.
Okay. Any question?
Niwazamuye imbere hakurikire. Yeah.
Where and how do you want me to learn the language?
If you have friends that know this language, that is wonderful. If you do not know how to, there is always asking family members that know the language.
Like moms, the one you want me to surprise?
No, other family members.
Yeah.
Cousins, and grandparents that know it.
Okay. Question here.
Zichaza, then.
Why do we have to learn our mother's language?
Because in family of Banyamulenge, our tribes, our mothers mostly know Kinyarwanda or Kinyamulenge or Swahili. So imagine being born in the United States and never learning Kinyarwanda or Kinyamulenge, and you never get to talk with your parents. So just even the electronics, how they were mentioning, if you don't communicate with your parents, you're gonna get to use it, but they want you to get off of it. That's where the communication and learning comes into place.
Good stuff. Mm-hmm.
Use the mic.
I'm gonna say
if like one of your friends know like a different language and you don't, like, what? Yeah, I don't know. Like, if somebody else you know knows a different language and you don't, what could happen? Like, what could you do?
So you're asking if a friend knows a different language and you don't? Question real quick for you. How would you be friends if you didn't know their language? I'm just asking. How would you be friends if you didn't know their language in the first place?
Okay. So, question here.
There is,
Yeah, how would you feel let's say at school, if you can only speak English, or if you can speak more than one language? Do you feel proud or you feel ashamed that they say, you can speak languages that are not of the US? Do you feel ashamed of that or proud?
So, I'm gonna put myself in I'm gonna give my I can't say. So when I came to the United States, I didn't know a single word in English. So when I started school, I didn't feel ashamed. What I felt was like trust and belief, because my teachers were wonderful. Just wish once you get to the United States, you have wonderful teachers, because they're the ones that taught me English.
You should not be ashamed of your other language.
You should never be ashamed of yourself, because just
comment, answer, yeah. No idea?
You want to comment?
You have any comment on questions?
Yes, this is a group. This is a group work. We need to hear everyone's.
Yeah, everybody.
So honestly, sometimes my mother, like, she speaks Kindawanda and English, but like sometimes it just feels weird when she talks like Kindawanda when like we're talking, because I don't know what she's saying. Sometimes she talks Kindawanda on the phone and I don't know what she's saying, so it just makes me feel like wherever they're talking about something.
So I'm gonna say something about that. When you feel like that, never think they're talking bad about you, because your parents love you and they would never keep you in their house if they didn't love you. So always have trust in your parents more.
Yay!
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, we needed to hear everyone.
I don't feel ashamed.
Why?
I just don't feel like it's ashamed.
Because you're your parents.
Yeah.
So you know they love you, but trust that what you say. So what do you do? Are you ashamed of being where your parents came from?
No.
So you're proud?
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you want to change that idea of people who think that, So I think what we are trying to say is, what do you see, Dani? When you came, you were speaking Kirundi or Kinyamulenge. Did you lose it, or you still understand you can catch up what they are saying?
I can catch up with what they're saying.
You can catch up with what they are saying.
Yeah.
So are you ashamed of saying it?
No.
So, no, your mic is not working.
I'm not ashamed.
You are not ashamed. So if you are not ashamed, what can you do to make sure that people understand that actually speaking more than one language is very important, more than speaking one language?
Can you say that again?
When you go to, okay, let me change this. When you go to work at United Nations, does everyone understand United Nations? It's where all the countries meet together. So they meet in New York. They have the general secretary who oversees those. So then, when you go to apply to do a job there, they want to make sure you have at least you speak at least more than one language, because it will help them run their affairs. So, is speaking more than one language very important to you?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Why?
Because like if somebody like asks you a question in like a different language, you're gonna answer because you know the language.
So in our culture where we come from, sometimes people, the gesture they talk to you, you can understand it in your own culture than even probably the culture where you live in today. Like in our parents a long time ago, they used to look at us, you will tell what they are saying, what they want you to do. So why did you start thinking about losing your former language? No, your mother language. Are you proud of it, or you want to lose it?
No, I'm proud of it.
You're proud of it?
Yeah.
Okay, give a mic to her. Good job, good job. I think we are going to ask you, Alson. You were born here, you don't know probably. Do you know any other language, Alson?
No.
So, are you curious that you want to know more than one language?
Yes.
Why?
Because like other people like around me, or like I go to school with, or like at church, they only know one language and I know another language. And it's like hard for me.
So, okay, use your microphone. So when you feel that, if you go to university, for example, one day, are you curious that you may take, or high school, do you want to learn also English and French, to have, or Spanish, to have at least more than one language?
Yes.
So do you understand anything even I know your grandma talks to you sometimes in English, sometimes in the Kinyamulenge. Do you pick up at least anything?
Yeah, I can like I can't, like I don't know, like I just like sometimes I can understand like a bit.
You can
like
understand a
bit.
bit.
Yeah.
Like if someone says Amakuru, do you understand what that
Yeah.
person says?
Yeah. Meza.
Meza. Okay, so so you feel that that's also important to have another language.
Yes.
Okay, when you are learning in the Sunday school, which language that comes first?
Huh?
When they are teaching you in Sunday school, which language that comes first for you in responding?
Mostly English.
English, because that you were born in English, you speak in English.
Yeah, because like in Sunday school they only speak English. They don't speak any other
You don't
language.
speak another language.
Yeah.
But assume that you are in the parking lot, and you meet all those grandmother and the other folks. What do you expect them? The first thing that comes to you, what's that? Is there language? What they are going to say, or what?
No, I just like think like, oh yeah, look, it's grandma or something. I don't know.
Okay, pass the microphone to somebody else.
Okay.
Okay, tell me, what your parents are from where?
Rwanda.
Rwanda?
Yeah.
Were you born
But-
here, or you came from Rwanda?
Rwanda.
You were born in Rwanda.
Yeah.
So I know in Rwanda children speak English too.
Yeah.
Did you speak in English at school?
bamubwira gute? Umuntu witsamuye bamubwira
kira.
Aha. Numubaza. Ora kisi kabisa. Uriga hano? Umaze iminsi ingana gute wiga?
Niga. Myinshi. Pana myinshi cyane.
Pana myinshi cyane. Utangiye kumva icyongereza? Gikeya? Yes. No, ntugire ikibazo, ibyo bizaza uzakimenya. Ntubona njewe? Nakize ndi umugabo ngana gutya. None ndakivuga. English. Yeah, they need translation here, of course, yeah. Njewe,
he's saying that he learned English.
Ntabwo nizi icyongereza.
He did not learn English.
Nakimenye gusa kubera gukora akazi.
Just I was able to speak English by the kind of work I was doing. I learned French and Swahili.
Ako icyongereza nkivuga.
And my English is also
Wowe uri muri Amerika hano.
So now you are in America.
Nta cyaba ngureke kumenya icyongereza.
You'll by any means understand and
aba bose uzajya ubaganiriza.
And you'll be able to talk to them.
Wumva ibyo bavuga.
And understand what
ibindi bisome.
And read.
Nubisoma wumva n'ikinyamurenge.
And trying to compare both languages.
Uzabimenya byose kandi uzabamo umuntu mwiza cyane.
Be able to speak more than one language.
Let's clap for group 5.
Tubahamashi group ya gatanu.
Umunsi urakuze.
So I think time is rushing.
Twatangiye kare.
We started in the morning.
Kandi twakoze akazi kenshi.
Thank you so much, and we did an amazing work.
Ndasaba Marcel kuba ari hafi cyane.
And I'll call Marcel to come closer.
Ndagira ngo dukore.
I want us to do.
Mu magambo nk'atanu gusa.
In only about 5 words.
Kuri buri point, kuri buri kantu twize.
About everything that we mentioned or we.
Babe, I want to interrupt you a
little
bit.
Yes.
Before we move on, there are 2 questions people send who are following us online.
So I don't know
if there is any other concern. Maybe we can share them.
Yes, please.
The right time to share them.
Yes.
But the 2 things.
Hari ibibazo batumye ku murongo.
The first question is when should I have a girlfriend or a boyfriend? And what should be the best way to choose the right one?
Kandi ni gute namenya uwo mpitamo neza.
And the second one, friend on social media, how trustworthy are they?
Icyakabiri uvuze?
The friends on social media, how trustworthy are they, and how can we go about, especially those who meet in game or other way? How can we be vigilant to select the good friends?
Hagati y'inshuti zifatika na social media nike twakwizera cyane.
Yeah, no, we met with many friends on social media.
Duhura n'inshuti zitandukanye muri social media.
How can we know this group, this person we met on social media is the right person?
Ni gute twamenya ko n'uwo twahuye nawe kuri social media akwiriye in terms of dating?
No.
Just a regular friend.
Yes, friends, people we follow, people who follow us on
abantu
social media.
dukurikirana twahuriye ku murongo. Ni gute twamenya ko ari inshuti nziza?
All right. Girlfriend, boyfriend.
Abo dukundana nabo.
Ni byiza.
It is good.
Kubagira.
To have them.
Utekereza kubaka urugo.
Having in your mind building a home marriage.
Kubera ko.
Because.
Hari igihe muri ibi birere dutuyemo.
Because in the environment we are in now.
Byumvikana ko kugira boyfriend na girlfriend mukiri bato.
It is understood that having a boyfriend or girlfriend while still
ari byo
is right.
Birangira.
He ends up.
Mudafite impamvu zo kuzabana igihe cyose.
Not and later you find that you don't have a good reason to live together as
mutandukana
people and you ended up divorcing.
Kandi iyo mutandukanye,
when you separate,
ugahura n'uwa kabiri,
and you meet a second partner,
ugahura n'uwa gatatu,
and the third one,
uhinduka nk'ikirara.
You are like stubborn in your
Icyo gihe
doings,
ntuzafata icyemezo cyo
and you'll
kubaka.
never decide to build a home.
Niyo wubatse,
And even though you build
kuri njyewe
on my behalf,
uba uri mu byago byinshi byo kuzasenya.
you are so much in trouble to even divorce later on.
Sinzi ahantu narimo nsoma statistique,
I don't know where I was reading these statistics,
mbona hano muri Amerika,
especially here in America,
ku ngo 100 zubatse
about 500 homes,
mu
marriages,
myaka 10 yonyine,
in only 10 years to come,
50 baba batandukana.
about 50% of those built houses will divorce.
Izo ni ingaruka
Those are the consequences,
zigaragaza neza ko
showing that
abo bantu kuva bakiri bato,
those people, even when they were still young,
batigeze bafata mu buryo buri seriye urushako.
they did not really even at that time value things of marriage.
Niyageze igihe cyo gushaka,
And when it's their time to marry,
yumva afite atanyurwa na wa wundi kuko abazi abarenze umwe babanye
they'll never
nk'inshuti.
even be satisfied by the ones they are married to, and then because they encountered a lot.
Icyo gihe rero,
And at that time,
nk'abakristo,
as Christians,
twakagombye kugira
we have
indangagaciro
to have values
zo kubaka urugo ruhamye.
of having firm houses, foundations.
Kubaka urugo ruhamye
To have a firm house
mu
or marriage
mugambi w'Imana,
in the plan of God.
kugira ngo twubake itorero ry'Imana.
It is a plan of God to even build healthy churches.
Ingo zisenyutse nyinshi,
If houses, marriages are being broken,
biragoye ko zishobora kumvikana kubaka umurimo
it is
w'Imana.
even hard for them to come in building the church.
Icyo niyo mpamvu ngiye numva ko wakagombye kugira boyfriend,
That's why I'm well convinced that you have to have a
cyangwa
boyfriend,
girlfriend,
yeah,
mugeze igihe cyo kubaka,
when it is your time to think of marriage,
mupanga kubakana.
planning to marry each other.
Uwo ni njyewe.
That's me.
Icya kabiri,
Second question,
ni inshuti muhura kuri social media,
the friends that you meet on social media,
wazizera gute? Niko cyavugaga.
are they trustworthy?
On social media, I don't know. Their experience, they meet lots of friends on
Yes.
TikTok, on WhatsApp, on Facebook,
Yes.
on social media.
Birasa nkaho bahura n'abantu benshi kuri social media
cyane.
zitandukanye.
Wabizera gute? Kuko
How
nibwo
do you
buryo
trust them?
nibwo buryo bunini busigaye
How do you trust them? Because this is the broader way
bwo
possible
kumaking a friendship.
to have good friends.
Ndabyemera cyane.
I also support the idea.
Kuri social media
On social media,
haba ahantu bakorera bagerageza gusacinga ama meetup.
there's places where you can try to there's like
Ahantu
apps to meet
uhurira
with different people,
n'itsinda
where you meet different teams
rijanye n'icyo ushaka.
about everything you'll ever need or wish.
Ni ukuvuga ngo
Meaning that
indangagaciro zawe
your values.
kuri social media, abantu bafite indangagaciro nk'izawe baruzuye.
We have people who have values similar to those you want or have.
Ushaka guhura n'itsinda ry'abasenga,
If you want to meet with prayerful people on social media,
wahura naryo.
you can find good ones on social media.
Ushaka guhura n'itsinda ry'abiga ibyo wiga,
If you want to meet up with different people of your career or interests,
wahahurira
you
nabo.
can find also those on social media.
Ushaka guhura n'itsinda ry'abamwara umogi,
If you want to meet with those who are drug addict on social media, you can also find them.
wahura nabo.
You can also meet up with them.
Kwizera rero social media
Now, trusting in the social media,
bihera ku ndangagaciro zawe wubatse.
first start from the values that you have
Noneho
built in yourself.
ukajyayo
And you go there
uja gushaka
trying to find
abo muhuje
those
indangagaciro,
you have similar values,
abo muhuje interest z'ibyo ushaka gukora.
those you have the same interests.
Uburyo ubizera,
Now, the way you trust them,
ugenda utishoye wese,
it is not to give holistically to them.
ugenda ukeneye kumva kuko ntabwo wakwizera gusa mu gihe ari wowe wakereye iryo tsinda.
So you don't give holistically yourself, you just go by trying to understand. Otherwise, you have to create that group.
Unless it's you,
gusa bibaye wowe
who started the group,
utangiye iryo tsinda,
you can plan to give them the instruction to follow.
wagerageza kubaha ibigenderwaho.
Ariko iya ugiye ushaka ugasanga hari itsinda ryamaze kwiyubaka,
when you go trying to be among a group that is already built,
ugerageza kumva neza amahame yabo,
you have to understand their principles,
ukumva ibyo bibwira,
what they think,
ukumva n'ibyo bashaka,
and what they want.
Warangiza kumenya neza ko ari itsinda wakwizera,
after deciding that this is a team to believe in,
ukaryizera.
now you have to trust it,
kubera ko ubona neza ko ryujuje ubuziranenge,
because you see that they have all the standards
butenda kukuyobya cyangwa ngo bugutware mu byo utifuza
that will
kuba
take you away from the values you do not have.
Niyo mpamvu abadupresence itsinda rya social media,
that's why those who brought us social media,
bavuze ngo ni 50-50.
they said it's 50-50.
Hariho ibyiza,
we have good things,
hariho n'ibibi,
and bad things too.
Nukuvuga ngo niba uri mubi,
if you are bad,
uzagana nyine kubikuganisha
you only go to bad social media.
Ariko niba uri mwiza,
if you're good,
uzagana kubikuganisha
you only go to things that will take you to good things.
Ndafashe umwanya muremure,
without taking much of your time,
ndumva aricyo navuga.
This is what I can mention.
Noneho rero,
now,
mwakagombye yavuze ijambo ryiza,
he said a good
ko umuntu wa mbere ugomba gutrustinga, kwizera ni umubyeyi wawe.
that among the people you should trust in are your parents.
Nubwo yavuga bimwe utumva,
even though they may say words that you are not well
ariko
understood
agufitiye urukundo kurusha abandi bantu
but your
bose.
parents love you more than any other
Bwa
person.
kabiri,
Second,
ahangaha
here
mu itsinda rya social institution twaganiriye,
on the discussion of the social institutions we had,
harimo itorero,
including the church.
Itorero,
the church,
mwibaze ikintu wajya gushaka,
think something that you might go looking
talent
for,
wajya gushaka hanze,
a talent you might go looking for
aba
outside,
bantu muhurira hano nk'itorero,
but the people you meet with every time called church,
ugire ngo ni zihe?
what do you think they are?
Clubs dushobora guforuma hano,
imagine of the clubs we might form here in the church,
zadufasha kwiteza imbere,
could help us to develop and,
no gusabana mu gihe dushaka gusabana,
and to fellowship and socialize,
ni nyinshi cyane,
and in a great way,
kandi zituganisha ku byiza,
taking us to better
niyo
places.
mpamvu dufite ahangaha,
That's why we have here,
niyo mpamvu tugoswe n'aba babyeyi,
that's why we are surrounded by parents here,
abapastori,
pastors,
abadufasha abandi,
helpers, teachers,
kugira ngo batumurikire,
for them to enlighten for us,
tumenye iyo tuja,
and know where we go.
ahangaha rero niho twakagombye guha imbaraga nyinshi.
Now here is where we have to stress.
Ikibazo reka ncyite ikibazo.
Now the question here,
ingorane,
the obstacle.
Rimwe na rimwe,
sometimes
iyi myanya ntijya iboneka.
Times like these we don't have them in our
kugira ngo aba babyeyi banyu,
so that your parents
bafata umwanya
will have this time
wo kubumva namwe,
to understand and to get from you.
Uyu munsi ndizera ko twakoze ikintu cyiza.
I believe that we had a good session here.
Twafashe umwanya turabumva.
We had a good time to understand you.
Ibyo mudutekerezaho.
And you told us what you think of us.
Twebwe buri gihe tubabwira ibyo tubatekerezaho.
Because every time we come to you instructing you.
Dufashe umwanya tukumva ibyo mutekereza,
if we take time to understand what you think,
byadufasha kubagenera ibindi bibagirira akamaro mu minsi iri
imbere. Help us to even give you the best of ourselves.
So ndabisaba ni n'amahirwe menshi kuba twicaranye n'abayobozi bangana gutya.
It is very good that we are seated with different leaders here.
Ndasaba ko ibi tuganiriye ahangaha,
I'm requesting that the things we just shared here
bitaba amasigara cyicaro,
won't be only things to be left in here.
Tugomba gukomeza kubikorera follow up,
but follow up with different things, with recommendation.
Niba ngerageje kuvuga mu ncamake kuko no kwigisha umwanya muremure.
So I think I just tried to summarize
ku bibazo bibiri bari babajije online,
about the two questions they asked online.
Iby'abakuru bo niba ari abantu bakuru barimo babibaza,
if those questions came from adults,
kumvikanye n'umuyobozi ko mu kanya mu materaniro ya nimugoroba baje,
we agreed that in the evening session
nubundi uburyo dukora amateraniro ya nimugoroba turanyura muri ibi twize,
and again even in the evening session we're going again
kuko
to
ndashaka ko Marcel atambuka akabwira aba basore n'inkumi bakiri focused,
because I want Marcel to come forward here and share again
ngo afate ingingo avuge ku ngingo z'ingenzi twemezanyije kuri izi points zitanu twizeho,
to again briefly summarize about everything we went through this morning.
Yes.
Reka nyivuge mu Kinyarwanda.
Let me say it in English. Kinyarwanda.
Ngira ngo kenshi hari ibyo twavuze tutaboneye umwanya wo kuganira nk'abajene.
We mentioned a lot, but we didn't have a deep moment to again discuss about that.
Ndabizi ko muri bamwe harimo abafite aba boyfriend,
I know probably among you already have boyfriends and girlfriends.
Ibyo biri muri za peer pressures tuhura nazo.
This includes what we have, the peer pressure we're getting from friends. Yeah.
Wenda icyo tuzagira umwanya wo kukiganiraho.
I think we'll have time to come back on that. And the adults among you.
Ariko nashaka kugaruka gato ku cyo yaravuze kijyanye na social media.
But I wanted again to go back on the social media issue.
Gira ngo twese tugira bakuri social media zitandukanye.
I think we are on different social media platforms.
Ariko harimo abantu bashyira amafoto kuri social media.
But we have people who are uploading different photos on social media, including ourselves.
Ariko agashyiraho ifoto yayitunganije yayisize ibintu ku buryo muhuru ukabona n'abantu babiri batandukanye.
And they might bring up some very clear and
yes, there are people do photoshops. They just clean the pictures.
They'll be well cleaned and post them.
Yes, they just make sure they post on the social media the best thing.
Kandi bakafata umwanya wo gushiraho ibintu rwose bisukuye.
And once you meet them, you're surprised.
Uhuye nabo rero ugasanga n'abo bantu babiri batandukanye.
They are two different people.
Abantu babiri badasa.
Do you know how to do? I can perform a miracle using the social media platform.
Murabizi ko nshobora gukora ibidasanzwe bikorwa nakoresha social media.
I can use my phone and create a big crowd. Somebody who is has a broken leg and just perform a miracle. I can do that using the social media.
Murabizi ko nakoresha social media niba hari ikintu mbuze nkaciteraho hanyuma nkaposta mu buryo bw'igitangaza.
Yes, you can even decide to follow a pastor who posts things on social media because he shows he's powerful, he's performing miracles, yet the reality it's another thing.
Hari n'abashobora kwiposta bakora ibintu bihambaye ariko mu by'ukuri mu bigaragara mu bifatika badashobora kubikora.
I've met pastors who just invent the miracles using social media. They posted on the platforms without performing any.
Nahuye n'abashumba bamamaza ibitangaza bakora ariko ari uburyo bwo kwambura abantu ari n'abajura.
Yes, that's what he said. The social media are good.
Social media rero mbuga nkoranyambaga ni nziza.
But we need to be extremely careful how we use them, how we socialize with people, and how we trust everything we grab from.
Ariko dukwiriye kugira ubwenge mu buryo tuyikoresha n'uburyo tuyizeramo.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good. Mwanya kura tugenda.
Our time is running.
Marcel, ready? Before Marcel get ready,
mbere yuko Marcel aza,
hari akavideo bari badusuggestinze ka New Generation.
There is this video that we were supposed to watch.
Twari twaba promisinze ko mukareba.
And we promise you to watch this video.
Nimumara mukareba Marcel araza tubwire summary y'amagambo nk'atanu kuri ari amagambo atanu twize.
And after that we're going to hear from Marcel a short summary of everything we went through.
Niturangiza turasaba umuyobozi Dan.
And then after that we're going to call upon Pastor Dan
kugaruka kandi akaturangiriza uyu munsi.
To come again as we started to conclude the session.
Murakoze cyane.
Thank you so much.
And I am here today at the retreat. That's 3 days from Friday. We were here from yesterday to Sunday. And so far we've been learning things that are very valuable to our lives, to our futures. We've learned many different things that are very transformational for the life of a youth, especially in America. And I wanted to take this time and invite you to come and join New Generation. New Generation is a very important organization that has arisen in this generation.
aho kugira like bibari ubundi buryo butekereza ushaka gufata umwanya nayo none ya freezing okay mureke dufite session nimugoroba ndavuga afite ijambo muzamwafisi okay sinzi ngira ngo hari ibya muri tekinike hari ibintu bitari kugenda neza.
I think we having a technical issue.
Ariko by the time baza kuyifixinga
After bimaze gukunda,
muraza kuyireba.
we're going to watch the video.
We still have one session nimugoroba.
Turacafite andi materaniro mugoroba.
Ubwo nizaba yakunze turaza kuyibaha kandi nidakunda ubu nyine dushobora kuyibasigira mukazayiplayinga mukareba icyo twashaka kubabwira.
Give to you this video and watch it later.
So technically niyo bitakunze ariko video irahari.
So it is a technical issue.
Marcel mbere yuko arangiza
Before he comes forward,
ndashaka kubashimira nanje
to thank you all
ko mwitavye kandi mukaba focused.
that you responded up to this time.
Kandi
you kept your focus.
Participated. Batanze ideas nziza.
Gave you ideas.
Imana ibaho umugisha mwinshi.
God bless you so much.
Nk'uko bari barangije babivuga.
As they said, concluding.
Ndabizi ko kugira ngo bino bikunde wenda hari bindi tuza kongeraho uyu munsi n'ejo.
I know to have this as a success, we might even mention it tomorrow again.
Nuko bikorwa kenshi kuruta rimwe.
This should not be a one-time event.
Ko bibaye gusa tugomba gutandukanya event na activities.
Because there's a difference between umuhango runaka wabaye ndetse n'igikorwa cyo.
Kuko ibaye event n'uyu munsi tuyikoze then kazagaruka wenda umwaka utaha, iyo ni event.
Bibaye umuhango ni ikintu kigenda kigaruka igihe runaka.
Ariko activity nizo zihindura ni ikintu muhora mukora.
Igikorwa umurimo ni ikintu cya buri munsi.
Turifuza rero ko babifite mu nshingano babigira activity bikareka kuba event.
So we want this to be like an activity that is done daily, weekly or monthly.
Yes. Nanone kandi ndongera gushimira pastor mukuru.
We also thank our pastor.
Tuzakomeza tumushimire na Pastor Dan.
Together with Pastor Dan.
Na timu yose twakomeje gukorana.
All the team work together.
Kugira ngo uyu munsi nje niyo warunteye uruhuha cyane.
So I was so much worried about today.
Niyo numva gugoye.
Because it was so heavy.
Cyane kuri focus kubera ko maze iminsi nkorana n'abana batoya.
Because after serving in the children's ministry, sometimes they lose their focus for so many hours.
Ariko reka nshimire timu ya hano muri very special.
I thank the team here at Bethel. Clap your hands.
Yeah, nabonye like a difference. N'ahandi hose nagiye hano muri very organized, very focused, more participating, which is very good.
So, you participate, you organize. So I saw this difference comparing to other places.
So, Imana ibahe umugisha mwinshi.
God bless you.
And our
facilitator, we thank you too. As we clap our hands. May God bless you.
mwene data uri mufotora na mugenzi wacu uri hariya
and the team on the media different.
Imana ibahe umugisha mwinshi.
God bless you so much.
Zakurikiwe n'abantu benshi nk'uko pastor
He was followed from all around.
kandi was very successful.
Kandi byagenze neza.
Imana ibahe umugisha mwinshi.
Amen.
Marcel nimba ari ready.
If he's ready,
summarizing ibyo twize,
we're going to give a short summary.
Ibyo mugomba gufata mu mutima.
Well, you have to keep up. You can stay with everything, but have this dearly.
We're
going to pray today, tomorrow, and God will use these mightily.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Bwana asifiwe.
Praise be to God.
Uyu munsi wabaye umunsi mwiza cyane.
Today was a good day.
Kandi abana bashoboye gukora ibintu byinshi, babaye active.
And children were stayed active.
Kandi baparticipate cyane.
And they participated in their respective groups.
Baganiriye ku matopic atandukanye.
We had different topics.
Kandi yose babitekerezagaho bakumva ibintu objective kwari kugira ngo bige ibintu bishobora kubafasha kugera ku byo bashaka kuba mu buzima.
And in every session the objective was to help them to reach their goals in life.
Topic ya mbere mu bintu bibafasha kuguma kugira ngo bagere mu byo bashaka kuba mu buzima.
And the first topic to help them reach to their goals.
Ni topic y'ibintu bijanye na communication.
The topic was about kuganira no kumvikana.
Iya kabiri nijanye n'ibintu byo kwiga.
And the second was about education.
Iya gatatu byari ibintu bya community muri vie sociale n'ama institution sociale.
The third one was community and social institutions.
Iya gatatu yari ibintu bya technology na social media en general.
The fourth was media and technology.
Iya kane cyari cerekeranye cyane n'ururimi.
And the fifth one was about language.
Rero ngiye kugenda gahoro ndavuga mu ncamake.
And I'll summarize each.
Muri communication.
Communication.
Abana bavuze bibanze cyane mu ngo zabo.
It was mostly giving example in their homes, households.
Bavuze ko mu ngo zabo communication cyane bibanda no ku babyeyi uburyo babanye.
And the example was trying to compare their communication from children to parents.
Bavuze ko ababyeyi babo badafite umwanya mwinshi.
They say parents do not have enough time for them.
Kandi ababyeyi kenshi baba bari busy.
They are so much busy.
Kandi usanga bakora umwanya muremure.
They work long shifts.
Noneho akongera akabaho ikibazo cy'ururimi kugira ngo bumvikane kubera abana usanga batumva indimi ababyeyi bavuga.
And there's this misunderstanding because they don't communicate in the same language.
Iki cyagarutse kubera ko kiragaruka mu matopic menshi bavuze kubera ko ari kibazo bagiye basangamo.
And this came to in different topics.
No kuvuga ngo ururimi mu buryo ababyeyi bavugana n'abana rimwe na rimwe ntibumvikana.
So they don't have the same understanding on different topics.
Noneho batanga rero kuri ibyo bibazo umwanya muke, ababyeyi bari busy, abakora amasaha menshi bakabura ntibabone umwanya wo kuvugana.
So the issue was parents work long shifts, they don't communicate, they don't have the same understanding.
Kuri topic batoye nk'ibisubizo.
And the solutions to this were,
baravuga ngo ababyeyi bakwiye gufata kure mu mwanya wo kuganira n'abana.
Parents should have time to discuss, to socialize.
Ni ukuvuga ngo ibiganiro n'abana bakita ku buzima bw'abana bakamenya izo abana biruyemo bakababaza ibibazo.
And care about what children were busy doing in the house. How was their days?
Akindi kandi bavuze no kuvuga ngo akwiye kubaho ama conversation ariko kandi bakongera akagira umwanya wo gusenga muri family.
To also have time to discuss, but also time to pray together in the family.
Ababyeyi bakahaba ku bw'abana.
Parents should be present for the sake of their children.
Just kuba bahari abana bakabonana bakabona umwanya wo kuvugana.
To have time to communicate.
Ikintu cya kabiri kijanye no kwiga.
Second, about education.
Bavuze ko ababyeyi batumva system. Badatahura.
Are not well aware of the educational system.
Kandi abana benshi bari cyane muri social media bakayikoresha kugira ngo bige ariko kandi ari mbi kandi kanaba nziza.
So children are well equipped with different devices, but also it might be challenging to study having those devices.
Kandi ngo abana benshi bihisha inyuma babesha abana ababyeyi ko bari kwiga ariko kandi bakaja muri social media akaba aribyo baguma gukinamo.
And children might be fooling parents that they are studying while being on social media.
No kuvuga ngo ababyeyi rero batamenya ku kantu ngo babashe gusobanukirwa no kuganira n'abana biroroshe kubabesha kuba biga ariko badabiga.
So this might be misleading to parents if they're not aware of children fooling parents that they are studying using their devices.
Amarekomandasiyo batanze rero
And the recommendation to this
no kuvuga ngo social media bakwiye kuyikoresha avec balance cyangwa avec care, with care.
Yes, children can use social media but with all the care due.
Kandi bakayitondera kubera ko ari mbi kandi ishobora kubagirira nabi.
Also beware of the challenges and consequences of being addicted to social media.
Kandi ababyeyi bakwiye kugaragaza umuco neza.
But also they have to embrace this culture.
Iyo bashiraho ama boundaries cyangwa se amalimite ku buzima bw'abana.
To have whenever they are setting boundaries to children's life.
Kandi bakemezanya ku bintu bijanye n'umwanya bamara ku screen.
Agree upon the time to be on social media daily.
Hanyuma kandi iyo ababyeyi bahari bifasha abana kuguma gufokasinga no kugendera ku mwanya kubyo bumvikanye.
Also children will have their focus kept whenever parents are there present.
Ikintu kijanye na community na social institutions.
The third about community and social institutions.
Abana bavuze kuko hariho ikintu cha social pressure cyangwa peer pressure.
So there's this pressure from friends.
Abandi bana bigana cyangwa se groupe babamo zibashiraho iyi pressure yo kugira ngo bakore ibintu badashaka cyangwa se bibi.
And they feel pressured by friends and the community and may be dragged into bad things.
Kandi harimo umutego ukomeye kugira ngo abana benshi babikurikize kubera ko bumva ko batabikurikije ababo bahita babashira inyuma.
And they feel pressured to follow what their friends are doing.
Babatera ubwoba bwo kubashira hanze y'igroupe.
Frightened to be out of the group.
Batemeye gukurikira imico y'iyo groupe.
Following the norms of that group.
Batanze amarekomandasiyo yo gutrustinga ababyeyi.
And the recommendation here is to much more trust into their parents.
Bakabahohokera abalida babo bigisha babo bakababwira ibitagenda.
And come closer to the leaders in different institutions like church.
Iki topic yindi ijanye na technology.
About media and technology.
Bavuze kuko technology ari nziza kandi ari mbi.
We said that media and technology is good but also can be bad.
Ifite ingaruka ku mubiri no ku buzima bwo mu mutwe bw'abana.
It has consequences in the way of the body and in the way of the brain.
Kubera ko irabatwara nico kimwe n'itabi n'ibindi biyobyabwenge.
Because you can be addicted to that like tobacco and other drugs.
Kandi babuza kuba kugira umusaruro mu buzima.
They lack or they miss their productivity and production.
Kubera ko iyo bari ku mirongo bashobora kuhahurira n'ibintu bibi bishobora kubatera ingorane bakagira ibibazo byo mu buzima bwabo no muri mental.
And they might encounter different issues, for example mental issues.
Bavuze rero kuko abana bakwiriye kujoininga amatimu bakaja mu magroupe.
They said that children should be a part of different groups, clubs.
Iyo abana bumva kubera kuguma online no kuri social media kenshi usanga abana bafite ubwoba bwo kuganira n'abandi bantu ugasanga umwana karaba wenyine.
For them to increase their social life, one-on-one social interaction.
Bavuga ko abana bakwiye kuja mu magroupe bakaganira n'abandi bakasohokana n'abandi bakagira ama activity n'abandi bana kugira ngo bakureho ico kintu cyo gusa n'abatinyi.
And they say children should be a part of different groups and clubs to take the fear away.
Bavuze ko ababyeyi bakwiye gushiraho amabariyeri cyangwa se orere ngenderwaho mu rugo mu bijanye n'ukuntu abana bagira access ku ma smart devices.
And they mentioned also
ku ma telefone n'ama television.
There has to be a schedule of time when children should be allowed to be on electronic devices.
ari byo byo gushiraho gahunda abantu bagenderaho kandi bakayumvikanaho.
And this should be a schedule that is agreed upon.
Bamaze kuyumvikanaho n'ababyeyi bakagaragaza ingaruka zizobaho batubahirije kajya kantu bumvikanye.
Also mention what will happen after the agreement is not kept.
Itopic ya nyuma ni ikintu kijanye n'ururimi.
And the last topic was about language.
Abana bavuze kuko ababyeyi bagarutse cyane kuko ababyeyi benshi batavuga Icyongereza.
And the issue here, children mentioned that most of the parents are not English speakers.
Bavuga izindi ndimi nyinshi ukuye hirya y'ururimi rwabo kavukire.
Yes, they speak different languages except English for most of the parents.
Kandi ibi ni ibibazo biriho kandi biza ku impactinga cyangwa se bigaruka kugira ingaruka hariya ku kuganira kw'ababyeyi n'abana.
And this will impact how effectively our children and parents will communicate.
Abana rero batanze suggestion yuko
And the suggestion from children was
abana bakwiriye kugira umwete wo kwiga indimi z'ababyeyi babo.
Children should be encouraged to learn their parents' native languages.
Hari n'uwatanze akarorero keza aravuga ngo bizemera neza iyo umwana yize ururimi rw'umubyeyi yarangiza agasurprisinga umubyeyi wiwe mu rurimi rwiwe.
One mentioned that it is better for children to learn their parents' native language and then surprise them at different occasions.
Kandi barangije bavuga ko kuvuga izindi ndimi iyo umuntu avuze izindi ndimi rurenze rumwe cyangwa Icyongereza ari asset cyangwa se ari ikintu cy'ingirakamaro ni ingufu aba yongereye mu buzima bwiwe.
And they said speaking more than one language is another asset and added value to your life.
Rero ni nk'ibyo ngibyo nashoboye gukapturinga ariko abana baganiriye neza kandi mwakoze cyane. Imana yo mu ijuru bahereza umugisha. Reka tubakomera amashyi cyane kuko baje kandi bakitabira. Thank you very much. Yes, Pastor.
Welcome, Pastor Dan.
Thank you, Minister Marcel. And I want to thank each one of you. You guys all did awesome today. You learned from our instructors here, the pastor, and you learned from one another. And I also learned some things from you too. So we all benefited from this today. Do you feel you benefited from this today? Much better off leaving than when you came in with the knowledge here. And then we need to put that into action. Right? We had a father and son going at it here, discussing it. So we saw some family interchange in action. So it's very beneficial. Why don't you give yourself a round of applause here? Round of applause and each other. And give the gentleman from New Generation a round of applause. So we're going to close this segment now, and the service will probably begin, in another half hour or so? Yeah. Some of your parents will be coming, and they'll be joining here. So we'll have the service this evening. And then we'll have a worship service tomorrow. And some of you I've already called on, and some of you I'll be calling on to assist me in the service. Okay, for today, yeah. Okay, and then before we dismiss, after we close in prayer, we'll all come up here and stand together and get a picture together. So just one more minute. One more minute. Mr. Kelly was here and he helped open in prayer. So I'm going to ask his partner, Mr. Jonas, to come up and help me close in prayer. Yeah. These have been my two helpers in Sunday school. When Mr. Kelly left, he handed the mantle off to Mr. Jonas to help me. So I'm going to close in prayer, and you're going to finish it up. All right, buddy? All right. All right, let's pray. Our Lord God, we thank you for this day. We thank you for this time together. We thank you for the heart of your servants. And we thank you for your word. And we thank you for the interaction that was here today. We thank you for this community. We thank you for this community founded by Pastor Mutima and Mr. Yao many years ago, passing each other in the street. And they connected. And here's what we have today. A place for families to come, immigrants, to come and gather together and to begin a new life. And here we see the offspring of these immigrants today. This new generation that came to minister to this next generation, to carry on your word and to be your people. So, our Father, we thank you for the success today. And I thank you for this young man next to me who will finish in prayer now.
God, thank you for this day. Help us while we go home today, that we can succeed in our goals and teach other people our ways and teach other people for generations to come that how to achieve our goals and also to follow your way, God. And in the name of Jesus we pray, amen.
Amen. All right. All right, all come up here and let's gather together.
Picture time. Picture time.